Welcome to our daily devotional entitled The Applied Life. Last week we left off talking about the law, and it took us most of the week to get us to the New Testament and how life in the Spirit is the new way of living in this time of dispensation of grace. We ended last week in the 5th chapter of Matthew, and we'll continue there this week. And it'd be good if you could read the Sermon on the Mount in its entirety to get a better view of all we'll be discussing this week. The whole of Jesus' teaching in this discourse is to show us a better way to live than by rules and regulations. That way is called the life of and in the Spirit of God. Now, we as Christians do not live by the letter of the law, but listening and obeying the voice of the Holy Spirit. And as the cherubim protected the law in the Ark of the Covenant, so the Holy Spirit protects us from the penalty of the law by helping us to fulfill the law. This is what Jesus was explaining in verses 21 and 27 when speaking about murder and adultery. When we live our lives listening to and obeying the voice of the Spirit, it is His voice that informs us as to what we should and should not do. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. The Holy Spirit knows that anger leads to murder. So when you become angry at another person, the Holy Spirit speaks to your heart and says, if you don't deal with that, you're not going to like the outcome. And in so doing, the Holy Spirit is protecting the life that is in you. The penalty for murder is death. The reward for listening to and obeying the voice of the Holy Spirit is life, because it informs you to correct your path before the consequences of the law can take hold, thus protecting you. And it is God's protection over you. Learning to allow God to protect you from all that is a hindrance in your life is learning to live the applied life. God bless you, and we'll see you tomorrow.